Reading 10,000 books is not as good as traveling 10,000 miles. Traveling 10,000 miles is not as good as being guided by a wise person. Truly, a wise person is someone who can help you see through the truth, break illusions, transcend the duality of good and evil, and reach the core. We, influenced by traditional education and our surroundings, often keep our minds in a locked state. A wise person is the one who unlocks your mind, guiding you through the web of the mundane world to liberation. The mundane world is a net. The mind is a lock. A wise person helps you break the net and unlock it. I always emphasize awareness and dedication, for between Buddha and Mara, there is only a single thought. However, these two words are very sensitive. The phrase between Buddha and Mara, there is only a single thought, originates from Buddhist philosophy, highlighting the fragility and changeability of the human mind. In this philosophy, thought means an idea or intention. Just one thought can lead you from the enlightenment of Buddha to the delusion of Mara, or vice versa. I know your life is very busy. Even so, what I say is not easy to grasp, let alone master. If you only listen once, my advice is this: listen until the end, replay it multiple times. When you're free or doing housework, share it, save it to a playlist for convenience. I am certain that within a few short months, your thinking will grow tremendously, reaching a new height. The wisdom of the ancients greets you, dear friends. Behind every pain lies the symbol of wisdom waiting to be unlocked. Each suffering represents the enlightenment that needs to be explored. Exploring the soul, or what is called examining the heart, is the process of facing your own self. It is also the 5 poisons in Buddhism, encompassing all the afflictions and sorrows of humanity. Today, I will analyze each poison in these 5 poisons. The first poison, greed. Greed is avarice, the craving for material things, money, beauty, food, pleasure, and excessive desires or expectations. For example, an ordinary person constantly chases luxury brands, drowning in material desires, unable to be content with what they have. This craving stems from dissatisfaction, from an inner yearning. As the Buddhist scriptures say, greed is boundless, like a thirsty person drinking seawater, never finding liberation. The second poison, anger. Anger is rage, hatred. When you feel furious, resentful, or dissatisfied with life, that is anger. For instance, when someone is stuck in traffic during rush hour after work, they often get angry, blaming the crowded roads or their lack of money. This anger arises from insecurity, from a desire to control. As the Buddhist scriptures say, anger is like fire. It only burns your own heart, not the faults of others. The third poison, ignorance. Ignorance has 2 meanings. One is a lack of intelligence, slow understanding, narrow vision. The other is obsession, like addiction. For example, a worker engrossed in mobile games neglects real life, ignoring physical and mental growth. This is immersion in a virtual world while reality crumbles. As the Buddhist scriptures say, chasing illusory pleasures is like a thirsty person drinking salt water, only falling into deeper pain. The fourth poison, arrogance. Arrogance is pride, looking down on others, laziness, lack of manners. A poor person, often arrogant, disrespects others, remains indifferent to everything, using their limited mind to judge all. When they meet someone with potential, they overlook them and no one helps them. This arrogance stems from self-importance, from belittling others. As the Buddhist scriptures say, the arrogant are like a tall tower, destined to fall into the abyss. The fifth poison, doubt. Doubt is suspicion, a lack of trust. Not only doubting others, but also doubting yourself. Buddhism emphasizes that the 5 poisons are the root cause of our disorientation, preventing us from seeing the truth of life, from recognizing reality. The process of practice is about removing obstacles, realizing the essence, and thus escaping hardship. Buddhism is a philosophy because it focuses on liberation from suffering. It helps us identify the root of afflictions, improve ourselves, and see beyond this world. The 5 poisons, greed, anger, ignorance, arrogance, doubt, are the source of all suffering and turmoil. A person's body weakens because the psyche, influenced by greed, anger, ignorance, arrogance, and doubt, causes the mind and body to become blocked and harmed. The Buddha's teachings, with the 10 good deeds and scriptures, are the method to resolve these issues. These matters are profound, so I won't delve deeply here. You can seek out more to read. The 5 poisons are the cause of all mental and physical pain. When there is a cause, you must transform it to escape suffering. For example, a woman who always wants to possess her husband demands, controls, and doubts him. This makes her suffer due to insecurity and fear of loss. She wants to control others, but that very desire causes her pain. But if she changes her perspective, viewing life and relationships as an experience rather than something to possess, she will feel lighter. Letting go of desire, she will not only find peace, but others will love her more because she has gained confidence and strength. There's a beautiful saying, affliction is itself enlightenment. Each suffering represents the wisdom waiting to be unlocked. When we learn to change our thinking, see ourselves, and let go, the greater the desire, the stronger the compassion that follows. Don't discard your desires. Learn to turn them into motivation for growth. The process of maturing is like brewing wine. Desires are the necessary ingredients. A person's awakening requires 3 slaps. The first slap breaks the notion of affection. It shatters your dependence and hopes in relationships. If you've lived in naive ignorance before, you'll have to go through it all. Someone will appear at the most critical moment of your life, delivering a heavy blow, making you see the dark side of human nature. Those you thought understood you best, were closest to you, will react in ways that cause you immense pain. At that moment, your kindness will be betrayed, your compassion trampled, your worldview will be shaken. You'll feel like you're at the bottom of life's abyss, losing all meaning to live. The second slap breaks delusion. It awakens you from confusion, helping you see the world actively and differently. Many in this world have become like the living dead. Their bodies repeat the same days endlessly, never changing. Worse, they torment themselves with regret over the past and worry about the future. This frog-in-the-well lifestyle has drained countless lives that should have been vibrant. The third slap breaks your worldview. It shatters your understanding and notions of right and wrong, truth and falsehood, good and evil. When you can view things from a higher perspective, you'll realize that good and bad, true and false, right and wrong don't truly exist. Change the person, change the angle, and the conclusion shifts. You don't know you are you, so you are you. Once you know, you are no longer you. Stephen Hawking said we might just be a piece of code in a computer program. The Buddha said you can't escape this world because you haven't seen it. Once you see it, you'll transcend it. There's a saying, no breaking, no building. The collapse of your worldview, your view of the world, life, and values, if not broken, a strong person cannot emerge. It's said that human maturity begins with borrowing money. Likewise, from heartbreak, from hospital visits, from hunger, and so on. These are just the surface, not the root. The root is your worldview. Whether it's debt, illness, or heartbreak, the key is that they shatter your initial worldview. Only then will the strong actively destroy their own worldview. If the old isn't broken, the new won't emerge. If the old worldview isn't shattered, a new one won't form. This is the principle of no breaking, no building. The word meaning is the way to awaken people at the lowest cost, with the least expense. Meanwhile, experiencing disaster is the most effective but also the most costly way to awaken someone. If you want to rebuild your worldview at a low cost, listen to these 3 points. First, desperation. Desperation, though it brings suffering, also has a positive side. In this world, nothing is wholly good or wholly bad. Everything has 2 sides, yin and yang. What matters is how you perceive and seize it. Humans carry the inherent genes of procrastination and laziness. Most human achievements begin when backed into a corner. Some have no career, but when fired from a job or betrayed by friends, they have no choice but to focus on making money. Over time, they find a path. A sense of career begins to bloom. Earning money becomes a habit, an instinct. Life gradually finds its rhythm. The skilled are often those who transform from desperation. We call it rebirth from a dead end. Because in times of crisis, all your stubborn notions collapse. Only then can you see new things you never noticed before. Second, petty people. Enemies and yourself have a cooperative evolutionary relationship, like wolves and sheep in nature. Wolves want to eat sheep. Sheep fear wolves. But without wolves, sheep would have no predators, no sense of danger, and wouldn't evolve. They'd grow weak, and the whole flock would decline. The threat of wolves forces sheep to evolve better, becoming stronger and more vigilant. At the same time, wolves sharpen their hunting skills. If they can't catch sheep, they'll starve. Thus, wolves and sheep evolve together. This is cooperative evolution. Without petty people and enemies, you'd lose your sense of danger, your alertness, becoming lazy and weak, ultimately losing your competitive edge. Dealing daily with petty people and enemies ignites your survival instinct and innate wisdom. So, to some extent, petty people and enemies shape you. They are your life's teachers. Third, wise people. Reading 10,000 books is not as good as traveling 10,000 miles. Traveling 10,000 miles is not as good as being guided by a wise person. Truly, a wise person helps you see through the truth, break illusions, transcend the duality of good and evil, and reach the core. We, influenced by traditional education and our surroundings, often keep our minds locked. A wise person unlocks your mind, guiding you through the web of the mundane world to liberation. The mundane world is a net. The mind is a lock. A wise person helps you break the net and unlock it. I always emphasize awareness and dedication, for between Buddha and Mara, there is only a single thought. However, these two words are sensitive. The phrase between Buddha and Mara, there is only a single thought, comes from Buddhist philosophy, highlighting the fragility and changeability of the human mind. In this philosophy, thought means an idea or intention. Just one thought can lead you from Buddha's enlightenment to Mara's delusion, or vice versa. Next, let's talk about mysticism. In life, you encounter many problems, all with prior signs.